let me, okay. This is a simple flyer you can see here. We are going to design this flyer. Okay, you don't worry about the write-up or anything, pictures or anything. Just want to show you how we can create a flyer similar to this. Okay, so before we start creating a flyer, just let me remind you few commands which we may be using. So let me open a blank image. So let me explain what are the commands we'll be using to create a flyer. Of course, other commands also will be used. The first thing is that creation of this rectangle tools here, rectangle tool, rounded tool, ellipse tool, polygon tool, all this will be used. For example, rectangle tool. When you click a rectangle, you get it filled with the color. You click here color and you can change the color, whichever color you want. If you want to the background, the outside, that stroke, you click the stroke here and select this image, and you can select a stroke which is outside, and you can increase the size of the stroke by from here. You can increase the size of the stroke, that is the outside boundary. You can see that stroke. So okay, so anytime you can switch off. If you don't want this stroke, you can select this, so there won't be any stroke. And you can change the color of the filling by clicking here or by clicking here. Here also you can see this is for filling and this is for the stroke. So the thing you can do from here, properties bar also. So this is something you'll be using. Maybe sometime you will be inserting a point and modify it. So let me go to, we'll select this first. So I selected this and I will go to pen tools and I will say add anchor point. Sometimes you require anchor points here to adjust the things and everything. You may use it. So this is the pen tool. You will be using many times. So you have to be familiar with the pen tool. That is one thing. So you can make any background ideas, background designs. That is first thing. Second thing is we will be using is the shade. Suppose you want to give a shading for this. So you can see that you got the layer here. You double click this. Immediately you get the layer style. Go down and you can see here drop shadow. Click it and you can see that shadow is coming here. You can double click this. So you get the shadow settings. And this shadow setting you can adjust by moving cursor. So this is the opacity of the shadow. This is the distance, how much you want the distance of your shadow. This is how much area you want to spread. This is the size of the. So adjusting these points, you can adjust the shadow. You can decrease the opacity. You can see that it become more thicker. So keep an average here, that will be better. So this drop shadow you may be using sometimes. You can use sometime this bevel also. You click this bevel and you can adjust little bit the value of that bevel. Double click this. So you are in the bevel settings. You can adjust the edge and everything is a little different now. You can see that effect of bevel. So you can use, if you want those things also, bevel also you can use to adjust the. Now we can see that it is a little more powerful than our just drawing an image, just drawing a shape. So shadow, drop shadow, you may be using. You can try other things also, but mainly we'll be using drop shadow. So the first thing is how to create the shapes tools. Shape tool from here, rectangle, rounded rectangle, ellipse, polygonal tool, etc. You'll be using. Even you can use the custom shape. Sometime you want, you can bring the custom shape also from here. You want to use some custom shape, okay, no problem. You just drag and put it here. You can see, press the shift and drag it. So you can use the custom shape also sometime you want. So this is the one thing you will be using your time. You have to be very familiar. And second thing is double click the layer and you can have the drop shadow. Another thing is, of course, you will be using, whenever you want, you'll be using new layer and other thing, you can click from here, new layer you will be using. Another important thing is that suppose you want to open an image. I want to use the mask. How to mask? So first I will select the marquee tool from here, ellipse, press shift, so you get the circular marquee tool. Right click if you want, you can transform and adjust the position of this. Okay. So this is the area only I want. I can use the mask for this. So I will click this mask. So get only mask. And even you can adjust the, instead of this sharp edges, you can apply a brush tool. Go to brush tool and use some very, very soft brush. This one. If you want to decrease the size, use the square bracket. I can use the square bracket to left square bracket or right square bracket to make bigger. And we can smoothen that edges. You have to see that in the back, the foreground image should be black. You can adjust if you want. You can, for this brush, you can use different type of shape brush also you can use to get a different effect. You can use different brushes. So sometimes you will be using the masking. That is the second thing. And then you'll be using the text command, which is not much complicated. I hope you got an idea now. And if you want to bring this to, you select the move command, drag from here, go to the next command here. Go here. Where is this? Okay. So you can move from one place to another also. This you can move from one place to another also. Another you can bring here, down here. You can put this and then adjust the size. I hope you got some idea. Now let us start creating a flyer. So let me open a new. When you create a flyer, you can select the size. Usually we select 8.5 by 11. That is a A4 size. If you want to make a flyer for your WhatsApp and other thing, you can use pixels. You select from here pixels. And from here itself, you by 800 by 800 pixel is good for the WhatsApp. So we are going to create a flyer which is A4 sheet. If you put in centimeters, you can see it is 21 by 27.94. Exactly it is 21 by 29.7. That is the correct size. Let us keep in inches, 8.5 by. And here you have to select the resolution. 300 resolution usually we use for printing purpose. And very important thing that whenever you want to print, you have to change the color mode to CMYK. CMYK. The file size will be a little bigger, but the print will be proper. You will get the correct exact colors. If you want to create this flyer only for your digital purpose, you can use RGB, which is the default settings, and say OK. So we opened a blank layer now. We create a blank canvas now. We are going to design the flyer. So first let me go to shapes, rectangular tool. I will draw a rectangle from here. Rectangle. I want to make little changes here. So I will go to pen tool, add anchor point. I will add an anchor point here. Move it, adjust it, whichever model you want. I will insert another one here, down here, or up here. So this is the model I want. So you insert wherever you want the anchor points and modify it. Now you cannot change the color because you are in the editing mode here. So we'll go back to pen tool. Now you are in the here, click shape, I click a color. And here you don't want the stroke, so stroke is off. You don't want the stroke, it is off. Stroke is off here. If you want to fill this with the gradient color, you select this one. And you can see there are different type of gradients available. You can use whichever gradient you want. Suppose let me this. You can see the design there. You can see the design. And here also you can adjust a little bit. You can insert more color. Okay. If you have made any changes, you can use Control Z or Control Alt Z. I'll change it to gradient color with this one. So I will keep it here. I will take a copy of this. Move command, Control, Alt and drag. Press Control and drag. Sorry, Alt and drag, you get a copy. Press Shift and make little bigger. Just to, I made little bigger. This I will, okay. I will use this, my ordinary color. Instead of, I will use the solid color for this. And I will bring the other one top. So from here you drag and put it top. Select this and adjust a little bit. I can change the color whenever I want. I will go here green. I want to change the color to another one. This green I want to change to another color. Maybe okay, I use this color. So our just background image approximately is finished. I want to put a rectangle here now. I'll go to rectangle, drag, and put a rectangle here. It can be any color because we are going to put a picture over it. I will make another, and I will make another rectangle here. I will give a gray color. Okay. Now I will select this. So you have to rename and give some idea. Otherwise, no, sometimes it will be very, very difficult to identify. You just give a name, picture or photo. So before I put photo, let me give some effect for this, some shade for this. So I selected this, double click here, drop shadow, click this shadow. When it's black only, you will get that effect. So you adjust whatever you want, type you want. You get a little more effect when you switch on them. This one, bevel, it become little more effective. Then you adjust little bit if you want. Whatever you want, you can make modification. You can use the bevel. You can use the, sorry, finish that. Now I'll go to my photo. I will select that one. I'll bring open an image. Let me bring our college image. Open. I will say Control A to select this one, Control C to copy. It's not required. This is not required, old one. So we selected this Control A, Control C, and we come here, Control V. Just wait for, it depends upon your computer. The image has gone down. I'll move this. I'll press shift, make it little bigger. I accept it. So our picture has come. If the picture is in the front, you adjust the position so that the picture goes back. Okay, you can move the layers and bring wherever you want. So as are the picture we got. Now we have to put this picture on. Now it is only a picture. You see, only a picture. We want to put top of this. You can see just below is the shape, rectangular shape we created, green. We have to fix it on this. You can keep the picture like this also, but you may have more control when you have it on here. So I will put it here. So it should be just top of the shape which you want to use. I'll go here and say create clipping mask. So what happens is clipping mask is it merges with the shape below. Okay. Now I want to bring an architect here. So I'll go to file. You can bring the images from here also. Place embedded. This an architect picture I want to bring there. This one. Okay. You can see I have already removed all the background using the pen tool, removed everything, and only I brought the image here. Press shift, make it smaller, move it here, keep here, accept. It's just a picture. If you give the shade for this, drop shadow for this, it will be more powerful. So select this, double click, drop shadow. You can see there's some already shadow has come there. Adjust the darkness of that, double click it. So it'll have a little more effect. Okay, so I put the drop shadow. So instead of just pasting your picture, you get little 3D effect little bit. So I got a person here. Now I want to bring some picture here. Now let me create another one shape here. I'll go to ellipse tool, press shift and drag. Control Z. Ellipse tool. Press shift and drag. Whichever color you want, you can do it because we don't want the color, then we will be putting a picture. So I made a picture here. Accept it. Change the color if you want. Color is not a problem for us because this we are not going to use the color. We are going to incorporate. Let us have a stroke here. we'll have a stroke size. We can adjust the stroke size a little bit. Too much. All this color and everything all depend upon you, your concept. I'm just showing you only. You can use your own ideas to add the color. Sometimes you don't require this black, you don't write, you put your own color. Okay, so I put a, now I want to put a picture over here. So I will open a picture there. This student picture I will bring there. I'll open the picture. Control A to select, Control C, copy, Control V, press Shift, make bigger. Top of this circle, shape, top of the sword. You can see that shape is below and picture is here as of the picture. Right click, create clipping mask. So immediately it joined, went along that mask. And you can adjust the position of position of your picture. Okay. Now let us select that ellipse and we want to give some shade, some drop shadow for this. So you select the ellipse. You are not going to give the shadow for the picture. You select them as a bit. Double click. Drop shadow. Got a shadow here. Maybe you don't want this much thick shadow there because the opacity is full. Reduce a little bit. And you see that it should be always shadow, black. Okay. Click them. Bevel, that will have more effect. It is left to you how you want it. Okay. We'll take this below this. So select both the picture and your shape. Take down of this. You can adjust this position. Take little. Select both. Move down. And you can adjust position if you want below. You can take this up. Adjust the position, whichever model you want to the top, you keep at the top. And suppose you want to bring some pictures here. We can open. Want to bring some picture there. We bring this actress there. Okay, I want to take create a without selecting this. I can do masking. If you do select this marquee tool, it affects only inside. If you want to just your own selection, then you just click the mask. So you applied a mask. Select the brush tool, brush tool. You see the black, that means when you, whichever area you don't want, you can use that to cover. You can use this way also. This take more time. So instead of this, it is better to apply one marquee tool, and that will be easier. Everything you have to erase and other thing, it will take more time. Instead of that, you apply a marquee tool there. You created this. Select move tool, drag this to your drawing, click. You adjust the shift, make it a little bigger. You want here. Some touching still you can do. If you want, you can do from here also. Sometimes it may be a little difficult if we edit from here. So whichever you want, you can edit from the original picture and bring it back here. Okay. You can see some disturbance are coming here. So better to go your original picture and modify it properly. You can see a lot of disturbance are there. You create that, remove that everything, then you can drag. So this is one method. Second method, open another image, want to bring this image there. So I will create a marquee tool, elliptical marquee tool, press shift, drag, create. So this is the area I want. Now we apply the mask. So very easy. Now you go to brush tool, select a soft brush, maybe this. Just touch the edges if you want. Sometimes this will be more easy because you have saved a lot of time of removing unwanted thing. It takes a lot of time. Okay, let us do the same thing, bringing there directly. Let us see what happens. File, place embedded. I bring that here directly. Let's see what happens. Shift, a little bigger. Accept it. So you already selected this layer. Apply the mask. I will create the elliptical marquee tool here. Okay, you have to select that. layer and do it. I will use the mask. Now I will mask is there. Now I will use the brush tool, let bigger size. Little touch up you can, if you want, you can use the touch up. So whatever below it will be seen. We can do bringing from here also. Select, move, and keep it here. If you want, you can put the drop shadow here, etc. Control 0 to fit your image. So we got all the things here. And you can use the text command. You can bring the logo also like the same thing. You draw a shape here, overlap the, and clipping mask. You get the logo here. Now, if you want to use the text here, oh, sorry. Whatever text you want, you can type here, change the style, size you can increase, select it and put here hard. And whatever you want, typing everything, you can type in Word and cut and paste it here. I hope you got some idea now. Practice is required. Then only you can make the flyer. Can use your own idea. I just made a simple like this only. You can make your own ideas. The shape you can change from here to there. Sometimes give a design here, give a design here. All the things depend upon how you creatively do it. This is just to give an idea. What are the steps involved in flyer? I hope you